I'm here.
Amazing. Tell me about your aches and pains. Does anybody have anything very specific?
Ankle.
Uh-huh.
Really, I've dropped a rock on it and it's just got no movement.
Okay. Ow.
Knees feel quite tight.
Yes. Okay. That's good. Let's do kind of like a foot, leg, knee. I've got knee issues as well, so that is perfect. Well
Okay.
done, Lou, for getting your bowls out, and we will get Laura to get hers out as well, and I'll get my bowls out. Amazing. So you can either do it sitting, or you can do it standing. Oh, bloody hell. Where is my ball? I'll have to do it with my hands. Oh no, it's here. I thought I got it out. Yeah, so you can either do it sitting or standing, like we always do. And just good. And so kind of like always kind of maybe just start quite gently feeling your foot. And just do one foot at a time. And also if you feel wobbly or if your ankle's too sore, Lou, maybe hold on to a table or a wall or something like that. And yeah, you just kind of want to go quite gently and kind of just feel the surface of your foot and see where it feels achy. And maybe even really close or have your mind's eye in the sole of your foot rather than kind of externally looking at the screen. Try and really kind of internally see, feel, hear, smell with your foot. Once you kind of have an idea of where your main areas are, you kind of want to just go into that area a little bit deeper maybe. And maybe slightly slower. And if you've got a point where it's quite sensitive, you might even want to just stay on that point for a little bit. And then the other thing you can do is kind of lift up and off and then squeeze down. Lift up and off and squeeze down. And then we want to do slightly longer lines. And starting from your tippy toes, squeezing down, maybe starting in the center line of your foot, squeezing slowly down towards your heel. And then pulling it back quite lightly. And again, begin to squeeze it down and maybe do 3 around the midline. Once you've done roughly 3 in the midline, then maybe also explore slightly going to the left and slightly going to the right. And once you've done that, you just want to kind of massage the heel. And kind of just going to the little arch of your foot and then rolling over your heel. And then you just want to do little kind of like light scribbles, covering the surface of your foot. Kind of connect into the lymph flow. And then you want to just release that. Take a moment to just feel how that feels. And then see if you can just lift up your big toe of that foot. So the foot that we've just worked, just the big toe. And if you need to guide it by holding the other ones down, you can do that. Let's see if you can get a little bit of life to that big toe. And then see if you can get some life to the other toes by keeping your big toe down and just lifting the other toes up. Checking in with your posture as well. Try and keep your spine quite long if you are squatting and or standing. And then trying that thing where we fan the toes, kind of starting with the little one and then the second, third, fourth, and the big toe. And again, just do that for a few rounds, kind of rolling through from the little toe to the big toe. And kind of letting your weight shift accordingly as well. And then reversing that. That's hard, but give it a try anyway. And then release it, give it a good shake out. Maybe even shake out your legs and maybe just patter. And then we're going to start with the other side. So first of all, just kind of like quite light to feel where you can feel it a lot, where the tension is. Turn my notifications off. And then maybe staying in that area where you do feel the tightness. And just moving into that area, into your kind of problem area. And you can even do those little kind of lifting and pushing down. And then finding the ball kind of to the ball of your foot, and then very slowly begin to squeeze the ball through the center line to your heel. And work like a snail. And once you've done about 3, you want to move it slightly to the left and slightly to the right. It's kind of feeling into the sidelines of the foot. The medial and the lateral edge of the foot. And then begin your kind of little light scribbles. Kind of almost like making a drawing on the sole of your foot with your ball. This helps stimulate the lymph flow. Oh, we didn't do the heel actually. Let's do the heel, sorry. So again, you want to get the ball underneath the ball of your foot or kind of just before. And then begin to just squeeze your heel onto the ball. And again, slower better. And then one more time, finish with the little scribbles. Just kind of really light, playful, joyful feeling. And then releasing. And again, find your foot. And see if you can just move the foot that you've just worked by lifting the big toe up and down. Maybe it's easier on this side. Maybe it's hard. Then you want to reverse that and you want to keep the big toe down and see if you can only lift the other toes up and down. Quite challenging. See, my left is slightly less developed than my right. But maybe with you it's the other way around. And then you want to lift all your toes up and just fan through them from the little toe, second, third, fourth, and then the big toe. And do that for a few rounds. And then also reverse that, starting with big toe. And then going the other way towards your little toe. Oh, cannot do that at all. And really also roll through the weight of your foot. Kind of big toe area and then into the little toe. Then I'm going to move my mat back a little bit. And hopefully you'll be able to see me. So you're going to just be upright and kind of shake out your whole body. Take out both your legs. And also doing that little fluttering on the left. And then go back to your right as well. I'm going to be doing both. And maybe see if you can do the front of your legs. And then you just the backs of your legs. And do the sides of your legs. The outsides. And then also do the insides. And then do the whole back of your body. Go back. See if you can get into the upper back. And maybe even the back of your neck. And the back of your head, little pitter patters, quite gentle. And then all the way to the front brow. So kind of working the whole back line back down again. So continuing middle back, lower back, buttocks, backs of the legs, backs of the calves. And then doing the whole front of your body, tops of your feet, tops of your legs, across the front belly, chest, sternum and neck, and little pitter patters on your face. Arms, let's not forget the arms. And then we're going to go down the whole sides of the body. And then the inside of the body. And then you want to just stay somewhere with your hands where you want to rest them. Maybe hands on your belly, maybe one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Maybe one hand on your belly and one hand on your forehead. And then take a little moment to just breathe. Releasing your arms and take a big breath in and then breathe out through your mouth like a big ha. Doing 3 of those. And then breathing with your mouth closed in through the nose and lifting your arms up at the same time. And then out through your nose, lifting your arms down. We're just going to do that movement, maybe with a little bend through your knees. And then lifting your arms up slowly as you inhale. Reaching the end of your inhale when your fingertips come together. And then letting your arms spread like big wings outwards, sideways, before coming down at the end of your exhale. And you just want to do that for a few rounds. Always going via the side, so really feeling yourself wide and then really long and tall, even if your shoulders reaching up to your ears as you inhale, and then really wide as you go down. And one more time. Nice. Then you want to lace your fingers and stick your knuckles just kind of underneath your chin. Keep your chin kind of parallel to the floor. And then you're going to spread your elbows wide as you inhale, and you're going to lift your head a little bit. And then exhale as your elbows come back together. And your chin slightly parallel to the floor. Inhale, elbows widen. And exhale, elbows come together. And chin is a little bit lifted. Do one more breath there. Inhaling. And exhale. And then again, really release, just shake everything out. And also your head and neck and shoulders. And just kind of little bounces. Hope your knees okay with that, Laura. And then keep shaking yourself out. Either little or big shakes. See if you can make your legs shake and your bum shake. Everything shake. And then we're going to just roll down Tucking the chin into the chest. And rolling down. Bending your knees once you get down. And begin to walk your hands forwards and come onto your hands and knees. And then a few little wiggles and a few little curls and a few little arches and a few little shakes. Or any kind of movements that you feel are helping your spine. And then untucking your toes and stretching your right leg behind you and just reach into your right heel and stretch out that right leg. And little rocks, maybe forwards and backwards. And then really rounding your spine and kind of looking towards your belly button or in the direction of. And then really releasing. And again, just little wiggles, little curls, little shakes, little arches, whatever feels good. And then same thing with the left leg extends back, reaching into your left heel, little rocks. And then really looking inwards, kind of rounding your spine as you're stretching out your left. And then release, and again, wiggle and curl. And then again, tucking your toes at the back and walking your hands or lifting your knees away from the floor, lifting your pelvis up, walking your hands back to your feet or your feet back to your hands until you get them underneath yourself. Take a breath. And then slowly rolling up or use your hands on your legs to help stabilize. Once you're up, roll your shoulders. I am gonna play you some music. And then, in fact, no, stand still for a moment with your eyes closed. I pulled a card yesterday and I will share it with you, and I rather liked it. The fault line. Imagine walking across a frozen lake that begins to crack before your eyes. No matter how optimistic and brave you might be, panic ensues. You become fearful and tense and long for stable ground. Such is the energy of the fault line. It is the energy of walking on eggshells, of precarious dynamics, of sensing what is ready to break open into chaos. It is likely that this cracking open is overdue as fault lines develop slowly and naturally from underlying elemental pressures. This card comes as a potent warning not to deny the shakiness that's afoot. It's much better to prepare yourself for change than walk along the fault line pretending all is well. There is no easy fix for the situation at hand. It will require a foundational shift that alters the current dynamics from the ground up. So, with your eyes closed, breathe into your feet. Sense the ground beneath you. And then imagine yourself shooting roots through the ground so that you yourself can be stable. Begin to imagine these roots shooting deeper and deeper. And at the same time, every cell in your body lighting up. So feeling connected and feeling light. And then begin to move however it is that you would like to move. Begin slow with little movements. And maybe keeping the feeling of your feet connected, but moving in and around your body, around the center line. So feeling your feet heavy, but at the same time begin to pull around your central axis. Begin to explore reaching outwards into all the different corners surrounding your body. See what it feels like to really reach outwards. And then also to come back to yourself, to the feeling of your feet connected and this kind of lightness in your body. And in between, you can always kind of round your spine and come into like a little forward fold. And then again, really begin to feel into your feet and begin that reaching outwards into the different lines of pull, be it on the diagonal, maybe it's more on the horizontal plane. Maybe it's with one arm up and one arm down. And also check what's good, what works for your knees, for your ankle. Maybe it's like a swimmer. Maybe it's both arms at the same time. And remembering you can always come back down for a little moment, folding and rocking. Keep moving. Keep breathing. Oh, hold on. Here we go, sorry. Okay. So, music slightly more upbeat now. If you want to play around with also moving from the floor. And you can keep connecting with little musical instruments. So the movement could be quite small and kind of just connecting with the little trumpets or saxophones, or maybe you want to be a little drummer. Or maybe you want to go twice as slow. Maybe in between you want to do a little shake. And playing around with different speeds. Maybe playing around with little spirals. Maybe sometimes really again feel your feet, but move everything around your feet. Reaching. And knowing that you've always got your own feet, your own connection to the ground. And then maybe little shakes. Little rolls. Letting everything dangle. And then slowly again begin to really feel your feet on the floor. Begin to let all the movements become a bit smaller. And feel yourself connecting back to your roots. And then like a tree, really feeling earthed. Connecting with your breath. Connecting with your limbs. Maybe begin to reach your arms like branches of a tree. And how does your tree feel? Is it standing tall and proud? And could you keep that feeling throughout today? And just have a little explore here. And if arms get tired and need to come back down for a moment, do. And also just see with the crown of your head Where does it want to go? Maybe explore moving your head until you found the right position for your tree. And then let everything soften, sink, and then come and lie down on your back. Slowly and carefully. And then take a moment to close your eyes. And again, for a moment, really feel the heaviest parts of your body shooting roots into the ground. And let yourself be earthed. Taking a few more breaths here. And as you're feeling earthed, also feel really light. Feel every cell in your body lit up. Feeling all the niggles in your body. And then a bit like the Japanese, when their teapots break, instead of throwing them away, gluing it together with this golden glue paint. Do the same with your little niggles. Really feel this kind of light, or imagine this light from the cells to repair the parts within you that feel achy, tired, depleted. And imagine this gold to help repair those tired, achy, broken parts to be mended. And then with this lightness in mind, begin to wriggle your fingers and wriggle your toes. And keeping very light and very fluffy and very soft, begin to move your wrists. Begin to move maybe your elbows and your shoulders. Maybe even begin to move your feet in so that your knees are pointing up to the sky. And kind of keep everything really light and soft. Moving like a little creature on the bottom of the seabed, really effortlessly floating. And letting this golden liquid run through your body to help repair, mobilize. Connecting back with that lymph flow, flowing through your body. Letting the waves your own ocean roll through your joints. And then for a moment, you just want to hug everything in. You can keep your knees wide. You can rest your hands on your knees. Take a moment to breathe there. Maybe little rocks, little circles. And then you can decide, you can either roll from side to side or roll to one side to make your way up, or you can roll forwards and backwards to make your way up. When you want to come up to sit, close your eyes. Sit in whichever way is comfortable for you, for your ankle, for your knees. You can also sit on the sofa or on the chair. And begin to rub your hands together and quite vigorously. And when you feel you've got nice heat, begin to place your left hand on your forehead and your right hand on your lower belly. Take a moment to see if you can connect to these areas. The space behind your forehead, in between the two brows, to the back of your skull. And see if you can connect with your lower belly. The space from the two sit bones and the pubic bone to the tailbone. The space in between those up towards your belly button. See if you can feel in there. And place your left hand on your heart. See if you can connect into the space within your ribcage. Or symbolically where your heart space is right now. Maybe it's beyond the ribcage. And place your right hand on top of your left. And letting your heart radiate out, if that's available, or radiate in towards yourself. Or play around with the two. And see which one comes more natural. And take a moment to really spread your arms wide. As if you're going to hug someone. Let that hug come into the palms of your hands, and let your hands slowly come together in front of your heart. And then to your forehead. Very gently resting, and then to the crown of your head. Very gently resting. And then back to your forehead. And then again in front of your heart. And bowing your head to your heart. And then when you feel ready, open your eyes, but you may stay as long as you wish.